I'm just simply the best freaking artist, rapper, musician, everything there is to it. And yeah, I'm acknowledging the greats. I'm acknowledging the people of music. And a lot of people, what they don't understand, and including the majority of the haters, actually, they see me as just a video person who plays video games. That's what they see me as. And they're forgetting all the food reviews that I do, all the content, everything else that I do, even stuff that I was like grew up with, like music, a big part of it, film, a lot of the things that I've acquired, all of everything over the years of just, and growing up with it. It's like they just completely don't want to, accept the fact that, yeah, I'm good at video games. I'm the best at video games. I'm unbeaten. There's not any footage whatsoever of me being beaten in any 1v1. Nothing like that. So all this, talk from any other people flapping their gums, them like little gamers or whatever, little casual gamers. Let's not forget, right, that not only did I beat them, but them roast tracks, about like 15 or something, and each and every one of those people that I have made them roast tracks about, all them bars that I said, and yet not a single one of them, not a single one had made anything on it. Not a single one. And that is what I be talking about. What people don't understand. That's exactly it. I'm the best of the best. And of course, like I said, I acknowledge the people that are out there that are great at what they're doing. You cannot deny the sales, the numbers, the everything about things, right? There's no denying that. No denying that. So if you're out here and you cannot accept the facts and accept reality and life to be what it is, I don't know what to tell you. There's no excuses. Absolutely none. None at all. And I've explained it before. Y'all gotta realize, like, and I'm a musician. Yeah, I started out as a rapper, but you're gonna see after this 15 album drop, nothing to lose, nothing to prove, you're gonna see something new. I've been talking about it for the longest time. I've experimented and dabbled in it a little bit here and there. I've done a little bit already. But soon, after this 15th album, after Nothing to Lose and Prove, y'all gonna see an evolution. A big change. People could say this, that, my music's not good, this and this and that. And, if they freestyle, they can make a song. They got a lot to say, and they're so freaking passionate and putting so much effort, energy, dedication, and all of, not liking how I do things or how I do it. So when they have an opportunity that presents itself for them to create a song, whether it be a song, a diss track, whatever, and talk about how they feel with writing, it's simple, it's so easy. Everybody in the world grows up doing it, as long as they go into the education system, right? So if they go into school, then it's as simple as that. They're gonna be writing. Language arts, history, freaking, you name it, English, all of those subjects all require writing. Matter of fact, pretty much everything requires writing in school. Even math, even this, that, science, you're always writing on a piece of paper. And because I'm a writer, I took some time in school and I did that same thing. But people act like it's so impossible to just have that skill, to have that talent, that ability to be able to do that. They talk about how they have all this talent, they have all this skill and ability, but again, like I said, when the opportunity is right in front of them and it presents itself, they're just like, nah, I'm gonna just play little video games, casually play. I'm gonna play these little games. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna do this all this other stuff, and just be that same person that I'm trying to talk trash about, contradict myself. So really, they're talking about themselves, and it's like reverse psychology in a way, because the person that they're actually talking trash on is themselves. So it's a life battle with themselves. Straight up. You can't blame me because the problem's in your life, especially when I ain't related to you. I've never been a father figure to nobody, but apparently so with some of these people that are overly critical with some stuff that I do, that misconceive what I do, that misinterpret it, that misinterpret a lot of the stuff I do, that misunderstand all the stuff that I make and that I do. And even when I break it down for them, still to this day, I'll be winning. And it's just crazy because, like, when people be bumming off other people and they think that they're getting ahead of you or something, or they're proving what exactly? Because, like, what is the meaning and goal of something and purpose when you're not getting anything out of it except self-destruction? And really, it just be you that you're affecting, not me. I ain't affected by none of that. Nothing. There's no way to affect me. So, with that said, I mean, is it too hard to understand that, to wrap your head around that? Because it sounds pretty straightforward to me. You know, talk it like I walk it like I talk it. I mean, just when they say that all my bars are trash and they want to criticize my stuff, right? And these people are video gamers, mind you. Let's just say, for an example, in this situation, or just people that all gaming, something like that, but they want to criticize and say that I can't do this or do that. Like I said earlier, in the same situation that for this thing also, if you have a computer, even with phone, if you have a computer and you have just a headset, would even work, not even a microphone, you got a headset, you can get a free music program and spit. That's all it is. If you think you're so smart, right? You got all that IQ up in there. You got all the knowledge. Write something up. Right. What's taking so long with that? Like, for example, there's a little group or something, right? And for almost 10 years to this point, not a single one has outplayed me in anything. There's no competition with these people. But yet they still around. But yet there's not a single recorded clip of me being outplayed or outsmarted, or just in general, like, and anything like it's supposed to be put me on my place. Never that, because that's simply impossible. If I have not done nothing to nobody, for one. For two, right, if they're out to freaking get me because they lost in video games, that at this point is like something wrong with the brain. That's like mental disorder. That's like mentally, like, you should not be out in society. You should not be walking around amongst the normal people, because that is not where you belong. Behind bars, that's more like it. I mean, I let stuff speak for itself. I ain't gonna say none. I let it speak for itself. And I let my music speak for itself too. But yeah, with this next album, this is the last of like the hip hop rap type of, like, not like mainly like me rapping or being a rapper. It's more of like just this time where it was hip hop and rap integrated, which I will still do, of course, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like a start of a new era, I guess you could say. Straight up. I've said it before, I'm pretty sure. This from February 20th. And I'll read off these questions here that's set up for the whole thing. Oh, man. I love this question. Love this question with my everything, because there is so many actual examples. Like, it's... Well, I mean answers, not examples. Music-wise, it definitely started with Eminem. My mom was like a super fan or something. I had been introduced to dubstep by the homie Matthew. Used to do this thing called Respite, like some babysitting thing, I guess. And since then, I never looked back. Like, dubstep was like the first genre that, besides hip-hop and rap, which that was the first one. And then pop. And then dubstep was the first one I started looking up. And then I was like, oh yeah, there's these other two. I should start looking those up too. So really it started with hip-hop, pop, and dubstep. Still one of my favorite genres, dubstep. I don't listen to it often. I don't actually listen to it as much as I used to. Because I like all genres pretty much that I've ever listened to. But in middle school, like 2015, I was on my grandma's computer. I used it a lot for like YouTube research and listening to music and whatnot. I was looking at dubstep, and these people named Creewella came up, and ever since then, that's like top 10 people in music I listen to still, and that I'm inspired by. Huge inspiration, huge, and what they do is amazing work. Always love their work. One day I want to collaborate and make something with them more than everything. And even other bands and artists too. Like Hollywood and Dead, Tech Nine, Hobson, definitely are, a few examples of just people that their music has resonated with me and is nice, and just like, I like that type of stuff. I like it. It a lot of things in music I just completely enjoy. And by the way, quick disclaimer, I don't smoke cigarettes. I just... Long story. I can't wait to leave this house. First house I ever get, but it's not the house yet. The next house, I'm hoping will be the one. But yeah, as far as this, like I'll get into it a little bit. There's some things that are kind of stupid but have to happen, so, and it's kind of like, all right, what can I do, what can I do about that, because there's not really much that can be done other than like, well, we're not on the same team, but in order for us to go forward and stuff, at least for right now, and even for me, I gotta, we gotta like be on a team in a way, for not that long, but since they chose, to be on a team and work together, gotta do teamwork, I guess. I don't completely agree with it. There's a lot of stuff that I don't agree with that happens, but it's just one last time of this, and that, with knowing that, just, it feels amazing. I'm one last step closer to what I've always went for, always grinded for, and soon dreams are gonna come true, and I will be moving from Arizona finally. And like I've always said, I like Arizona. I don't necessarily love it, but the people ruin it. Not all of them, but a lot of people ruin it. Maybe it's just this town, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, no, so back into it, like inspirations, that's just for music. There's so many people I can name off of, like, I have these notes that I wrote down. I want to listen to people's music and interviews, actually. I'll actually show y'all. This is actually kind of dope if I show you guys this. This one I wrote something on the back, so it's a little bit messed up. But I wrote down, like, all kinds of people in this. You could pause on the screen if you want. But, you know, I want to listen to, like, right now, I'm listening to YG. YG's albums and music and stuff. And I did not know why I have not listened to it beforehand. And that's just music-wise. So, you know, I got, like, freaking Ash Nico, Pusha T, Mia Rodriguez, Young Dolph, Beast Coast, Tupac, Biggie. Because I listen to a little bit of their music, but I not a lot, you know, Tupac and Biggie. I think I've definitely heard more Tupac than Biggie, but then again, I am on the West Coast, so yeah. And then, like, the ones that I'm gonna listen to their albums and interviews, you know, of course I got Tech Nine Hobson, freaking Melanie Martinez, freaking Eminem, Hollywood Undead, Creewella, Motionless in White, freaking Tenacious D and Jack Black, cause man, that's some funny stuff too. G Unit, 50 Cent, freaking, you know, just a lot of different things, and I've just been interested in it, and
I might put Nas on there because Jay-Z's on there, so, you know, if people are good at writing and good at making music and just the art form of it, and then also, you know, with those diss tracks and whatnot, it's just, I've studied so much of that too, which, man, like, I've studied so much and done so much research on, you know, and I actually want to talk about that, since I'm pretty much done with the inspiration thing, because there's not really much to say else about it, but this will be, like, the next question, I guess you could say, so I'm going to just change the little, what the question's about in this corner here.
Because, like, this is a good time to talk about it. Let's talk about the roast tracks. I've studied so much to do those. Like, I was, for hours, nothing else, I watched diss tracks. I watched interviews about, like, you know, what happened with Funk Volume and Horseshoe Gang and freaking was his name King Crooked or Crooked Eye, freaking, you know, with that whole thing, and just all kinds of stuff. And I really was so invested because I was like, okay, I'm going to annihilate this dude no matter what. But I want to know the art form of music and hip-hop rap and diss tracks and really understand the basics, the advanced, the details that must be known. Where am I going to strike? Where am I going to hit? How I'm going to do it. And, you know, everybody got a different style. Everybody got a different perspective. Everybody's different. Everybody is different in their own ways. And I definitely, when I was writing it, there's so much about, like, the whole thing that I can't, like, name off here and talk about here and get into here. But, like, I was going in, like, I'm freaking, this isn't even on the roast tracks, but the Way I Am Z-Mix, I use that as, like, alright, I'm gonna talk about this, and, you know, I listed off a few of my haters, and, like, you know, I changed their name to, like, make fun of their name that they use or whatever, in that song, and I, like, poked fun at it, the whole thing, because, I mean, like, really, when you look at it, who are these people? They got no net worth. I don't know anybody that knows them. With respect. And that's one thing that I want to gain from people, is respect. I don't care about nothing. I've grinded and hustled every day in my life to get to where I am. I'm not at that place of, like, completeness until after this house. Like, this house is, like, let's put it this way, step 1 of 2. Step 1, gain and collect everything that I can. Win here. Save. Work harder, work hardest. While doing this stuff, because, I mean, that's what I'm going to do no matter what. But make sure to grind and hustle for this one thing here. And that's the cash. Once I acquire enough of that, move over to the new location And that's gonna be like the place, because beforehand, like, you know, it's been places that like I've been around, but that wasn't my main goal to set. You know, it wasn't a priority. Like right then and there, because there was nothing I could do. So why even try to do something with that when, you know, there was nothing to do there? So that's why, like, in housing situation, and as long as there is a roof over my head, that's all I care about.
Yeah, so...
And listening to the most famous diss tracks that I could think of, like Hit 'Em Up, Eminem's The Sauce, Eminem's diss tracks, just to name a couple, and just really understanding, like, alright, how did they play this game? How did they do this? And then hearing responses, the first response, round one, right? That would be round one. This person diss track, this person put that together. Round one. Alright. Oh shoot, another one dissed. Let's see that. Put it right here. That's round two right here. Other one responded. Boom, round two. Putting that together and really understanding and that whole thing. Looking up the definition of what a diss track is, and it would be like, oh, just attacking this person and what they do and how they do it and where they're from or this or that, and attacking everything. And I'm like, when I was creating the roast track, like this is the origin of the roast track. Like, this is how I made this thing, right? The roast track, I was like, okay, this actually was way before like even thinking about writing anything. And even if I was, this is the first thing that I did. I was like, okay, this idea, this is a roast. Comedy Central does those things. The roast of weed, the roast of Justin Bieber, the roast of this, the roast of that, right? That's a thing. That goes into comedy. That's on Comedy Central. And that's where SNL is. So, with that, I'm like, okay, from my understanding of a diss track, without doing no research, or at least having all of the knowledge prior, before I started doing research, I'm like, okay, I want to put these together to where I'm not, it's really just like a roast. If I was a comedian doing stand-up, right, or just any type of show as a comedian, if I was doing that, and I put this together and did a roast, to me, the goal, if I were to do it, is not the same. Like, I'm not trying to hurt this person, actually. I'm not trying to hurt this person's feeling. That's a completely different, like, level and field of things. I'm not trying to hurt this person. And it's a little bit different for the people that I did on the roast track, actually. The goal was slightly different, but I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I wanted to integrate the two things, combine them, all that. And it still makes sense if you do that. A roast track still makes sense. But it's just the people that are maybe not the smartest people in the world, or just too unintelligent to understand that can't accept comedy. I don't understand. I think it's a disabled thing. But yeah, so... Oh, shoot. Freaking white people. Anyway. So, you know, it comes down to putting those two together. Diss tracks, roasts. Making the roast track. Taking out the diss part of it. Throwing that to the people that do diss tracks. Throwing that to the hip-hop community. Well, not community, but the rappers and whatnot. Artists, bands, groups, all that. Keeping that to them. But keeping what I have here with the roast tracks, making it, I'm the first person who's ever done it, and making it something of my own. Because like I said, yeah, I'm a rapper, but I'm a music artist. I'm a musician. I don't just rap, and I don't just do hip hop and rap. And I don't necessarily like, how do I explain it? Like, I guess in a way I'm in the hip hop game, but I'm not. It's weird to explain. It's kind of weird because, yes, I do rap music. I have rap music. But it's not the only thing that I do. So I don't want to be labeled as a rapper. Like, it's fine a little bit, but I don't want to be labeled specifically as a rapper. Knowing I have pop songs, rock songs, R&B, blue. and freaking all this other stuff available right there, and y'all see it, and then people still calling me a rapper. Like, that just doesn't align with my freaking music discography, my catalog. That's just impossible. That it don't work like that. You can't call me a rapper with other stuff there. So, moving on from that. But when I was doing the Ill Shot anthology, right, which consisted of, like, I don't know, 15 roast tracks. The thing is, like, I wanted to bring stuff to light. I wanted to expose the things because this guy wants to try to keep a clean image. He has been talking trash, embarrassing himself, humiliating himself by coming to my channel with fake accounts, with bringing people to my channel, cyberbullying and harassing me, right? And doing it for almost 10 years. Almost 10 years, bro. Almost 10. Now, and basically, this guy completely flip-flopped. He said we're best friends. He even called me a blood brother. I don't even know the guy. The dude's from Alabama. I'm from Cali. So, two way different places. And so, in a way, it's like the West versus the East. But it's not even that. It's not even no versus, no nothing, no competition. Not with Joshua. No. You got it all wrong. If you think that kid can compete, at least send me one of his songs. Drop a comment or say something in chat of the premiere of his lyrics in a song. Drop a sentence, one bar. Go on. I'm waiting. Go on. And the answer to that, if he has any of that, right now, as of March 15th, 2025, 7:40 p.m., as I'm making this video right now, if he has nothing, music-wise, that's the same answer to the question if he should exist as the Alpha Shadow Hot Club. Because what he's trying to do, right? The kid's trying to bring it to competition. Now, keep in mind, for some reason, he wants to do that, even though I publicly beat him twice on Call of Duty. That's what he's obsessed over. It's about video games. Yes, you hear me right. He's threatening me because of Call of Duty. Yes, this isn't new. You know, but he's dead serious with his little group. But anyway. 2020, I beat him twice in a row. And then some random kid named Travis, or Razor Wire Dark Recursion, he beat him twice. We were just in the same clan at the same time, whatever. And he used the marksman rifle. That's sad. Anyway, so yeah, he died. And then freaking before that, like, I made roast videos, just roasting everything. I didn't drop too much information. And that's the one thing that I got, that I gathered. You know, I made a couple roast videos. He was disrespecting me for no reason at all. So, you know, I'm like, alright, I'll keep that in mind for later. So, you know, fast forward, like, same year, 2020. This kid, this other kid, a part of this little group, by the way, before he was a part of the group, he was, they're probably, like, talking before anyway, but this dude was talking trash on my streams for a while, so I was like, alright, I'm gonna invite him. I beat him twice, just like Joshua. And then he's been talking trash, harassing me, obsessively stalking me, making Joshua obsessively stalk me. Like, it wasn't that bad until he got around this kid, this X-Deadly's clone, the second one, is what I'm gonna call him, the flea, the overweight one. See, that one is the encouragement to Joshua, who made him a worse person and made him his worst self. And now, almost done with the context, just stay with me here. They both lost, and their whole thing and whole spiel is because they lost at video games, and they want to prove a point that I suck at games, and I'm not good at anything, and I'm this, that, and I can't do this and this and that. And I just say, do it yourself. If you could do it so good, do it yourself. Where's the music at? If you could do it, if you could make better plays than me, hit them clips, go do it yourself. I have yet to see anything. everybody has not seen a single thing from it. So, you know, and like I said, it speaks for itself. I ain't got to say nothing. You know, and I ain't got to do no research to know I'm right. Everybody know I'm right. So, they got that going on. And they want to bring it to competition. They've already been beat in the main thing that their whole life is based around, and that's video games. So, they can't deal with that stress. So, I'm like, alright. Remember, I gathered that information. I didn't bring up too much, you know, exposure and too much exposing information about Joshua when I made those roast videos in the past. So, fast forward to 2022. The overweight second X-Deadly's clone still talking trash on my channel. And I think this might have been how it started. I could be wrong. But I make a video promoting TheHomieZach710, my new channel, on an old channel called X-Deadly's, which that's where the root of all the problems were, I guess, somehow. Because I was toxic and all this, and people tried to expose me, but don't want to show any proof, evidence, documentation, paperwork, screenshots, screen recordings, none of that. Not even Joshua. And that's one of my favorite parts, by the way. Because he's the one who seems to have a problem with me for years, and actually has been around me in real life. But yet, all this stuff, he makes claims and all these accusations and allegations he's trying to set up, but doesn't show anything. So it's like, how are you going to try to say all this stuff, but then, like, basically retract everything you said and backtrack and not really even say anything, not even say anything at all, because you don't have me showing me doing that very thing that you're saying that I'm doing, but you're not showing people that I'm doing it. So how are you gonna be right? Because it's just words coming out of your mouth. It's weird. Because he makes all of this stuff up and expects everybody to believe him. Which, I mean, knowing his health, they probably do. You know, so it is what it is for that kid. And I've like, I didn't even need to move on, because this whole situation is so cringe as it is just like no normal human acts like that. That's not no normal person. So you know it's obviously like something wrong with them, for real. So I dropped that video on X-Deadly's, right? I make that video. And I call it I'm back, as like a clickbait thing to get everybody's attention. I mean, it wasn't even clickbait because it was supposed to get people's attention. If it was clickbait, it was clickbait, whatever, I don't care. But it wasn't the intention like that, like how most people do it. I just made it where I made the video to promote my TheHomieZach710 channel, because that's the channel I've been using since I stopped doing YouTube in 2020 as X-Deadly's. Because that was, you know, me playing a character at that time and a gimmick or whatnot. And it's not a way for me to sweep all the allegations and all that bad stuff under the rug and all the toxicity and all that. That never happened, by the way, so that's just kind of weird. Absolutely not. That wasn't a way to wiggle myself out of it. That wasn't a way to get out of it. It was always like that. Always was like that. Just a lot of people can't accept that if I'm saying it and there's no other information of me like contradicting myself or talking about that very thing, unless it's me saying that it's a character. It's like, how can you disprove me? Because I'm the one who made the character. I'm the one who created these things. If someone else created it with me and they said otherwise or whatever, then see, that's where, like, okay, maybe, you know, it might freaking, you know, people might be skeptical of it. Okay. But if it's, I don't even know, like a very few people that are casual gamers that are mad at me, that are emotional and in their feelings, hurt because I went against them in Call of Duty, and they don't even provide evidence, but they want to try to say all this other stuff and talk trash. But it's like, okay, so how come you can't compete then? Ain't nobody care about no Call of Duty no more. Content, never. We are not on the same level. We will never be on the same level. I've been doing this since before middle school, in elementary. So that's out of the question. And even before elementary, technically, but that's out of the question. We are not on the same level. So let's not start there. Content, heck no. Y'all have nothing. My stuff's untouchable. Y'all can't hold a candle to that. And so I make that video and I promote the channel. And in the comments, after so many years of talking trash, the Alpha Shadow Hawk clone, Joshua, decides to drop a comment saying, "Welcome back, my man." This dude, serious issues. Serious. Dead serious. Ex-deadlies. Because how you gonna tell me welcome back after all that trash you talk? You act like I don't know that you've talked behind my back for how long, and then you're gonna comment that? So I'm like, what do you mean? Because I go over to and I make a hilarious video that just puts him in his place. Completely embarrassing the kid. I make a video I recorded. I'm streaming, I think, actually, Call of Duty. I'm on a word for Double I, 2022. So I'm streaming. I start recording. I go to my comment section, right, and it says, "Welcome back, my man." I'm like, wait a minute. And I have Twitter pulled up in another tab, and it says, "You're blocked by the Alpha Shadow Hawk clone." And I'm like, wait a minute. How is he going to try to show me respect when he has me blocked? What? And I did that, made that quick clip. Everybody was laughing. Like, everybody was like, this freaking Joshua fool, he loves his and his brother and dad. So, you know, it's so freaking cringe, honestly. Like, there's no way that someone like that could try to do anything and say anything about what I've created, built, all the accolades, all the achievements, everything that I've earned, everything that I do. For him to try to talk trash on that is just completely mentally insane. Like, psychotic, sociopathic, egotistical, narcissistic, you name it, that's what he is. And the proof is all on his little video that he made. He made like a 20-minute video talking about like stuff that never happened. And that was after when I created, right after that stream, not too long after actually, I just had a random thought. I'm like, you know what? He has me blocked. And I just embarrassed him. This might be good because, you know, publicity's happening right now. People are looking at it. People have eyes on it. People are still watching that video, laughing, rewatching it, sharing it with their friends, commenting. People are seeing that video, so I'm like, well, I got people's attention right now. Why don't I just... Well, I was also, like, thinking, and I was like, wait. This might be a good chance to do a roast track. And I thought at the time, I was like, okay, let's combine the diss and roast track. And this was the time where I was thinking about combining them. Like I said, take out the diss, leave it to the other people that do it. And remember that's the exact time. So I started doing that, and then I started studying. And I was trying to put it out as soon as possible. Because like I said, you know, I have the attention right now. This is the time to do it. And then I study, and I'm going, and freaking, you know, the day comes up, I start writing, and I start writing as I'm studying, and the day comes up, and I'm like, wait a minute, why don't I do the kill shot? That would be kind of interesting. And you know what's funny? That came out in 2018. That's the day that Joshua went to the park to talk to me. So it really all connects in one way or another. And I didn't even think about that until right now. Because Joshua went to a park trying to fight me or something, is what he said. But then he just talked to me the whole time. He said, "You want to be friends? You know, let's do this, man." And like, you know, put up his hand and start trying to shake my hand. We have like 4 or 5 other witnesses of this kid, and he brought like a whole group of girls with him, by the way. I don't know how like freaking feminine or masculine that is. Wow. Anyway, but can't expect nothing less from a kid like Joshua F. the Alpha Shadow Hawk clone. So the kid goes to the park, talks to me the whole time. Like, y'all. He moved from Arizona because of that. Anyway, so yeah, I used Kill Shot just cause I don't know. I just did it, and yeah, there's probably reasons I've explained, but right now I don't know. Freaking, it's whatever. So go look at the other times where I talked about it to know. But as far as this is right now, I did that, and of course it garnered a response because I made music before that. I started making music in 2021 as TheHomieZach710, but before that, my first official music was Scorpius in 2020 Devastation EP. This is information I've already talked about. And then, I made music as Emperor Ultimate, and I experimented with all that, even the Scorpius stuff. And it all just went by super fast. And then I found the name that I was trying to look for the entire time is ZXinfinite, TheHomieZach710. Both of those nicknames were, like, deeply connected with each other, resonated. And that's that. And I didn't find that name until 2021, a year after I started getting my life together, after the freaking concussion that I had. I was using a pull-up bar and I fell on concrete. It is what it is. And I still wrote that. And I still wrote a lot of other stuff. Like, I'm a freaking creative genius. Like, no one is on this level. I've never seen anybody that's on this level. Explain to me. Tell me if you know anybody on this level. Because I don't think anybody understands what it takes to do the stuff that I do. And, with that in mind, continuing what I was saying, it garnered a response, it got attention, and the most unexpected thing happened, actually. And Joshua himself made a video on it. He has the balls to do that, but not call me, by the way. He's not a man or an adult. So he makes a video about it. And he starts talking about some fabricated, made-up stories, all these details that never happened. He adds stuff and leaves stuff out every single time he talks about me badly. And every single time he talks about me in general. Like, he just straight up leaves out details, adds detail, like, all this stuff that did not happen. He knows what happened because he was there. He just doesn't want to admit a lot of the stuff that happened. I know what happened. And what happened I talked about. Why would I lie about that? I don't care. I don't care who wins, who loses. So it seems to me that Joshua seems to be the person that actually legitimately cares. That is the, 5th time that this freaking necklace has broke. Because if I don't care and I say I don't care, then how can I be disproven? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, so it says Model Warfare 3. Super dope. I don't even know what to do with this. So I don't even know, man. It just keeps breaking. So anyways, I make that. He makes the video, and I'm like, all right. And he has people in the video, by the way, talking in the background. I'm like, what these dudes got to do with this whole thing? Like, they haven't knew you since 2008. What are they doing in the background? So yeah, there's just random people that he just met, like just met in the new state he went to, and did not know as long as he knew me in Arizona, which. Again, I keep clarifying this, and I'm going to do it again. We don't know each other. Like, barely. I know, like, some stuff about him, but he barely remember. Like, his memory is not that great, and he does not remember anything about me. Clearly or something. I'm not so sure what happened to him. And I'm the one who had the concussion. And I remember things clearly. This kid don't even remember half the stuff that happened. I guess. Or unless he's just lying about it. So... And I think we all know at this point that the kid's lying about it. We all know he's not going to be telling the truth about something that doesn't matter to no one. And he's still in his feelings hurt about... I don't know. Anyway, so... Yeah, then I made a second roast track. That one was on the Rap Devil beat. And I thought that was a kind of a cool idea to do. So I just decided to do that. And then I did like the 5th one... or 4th one, I think, with my cousin. He sent me a beat, and this dude, like, he's the one who showed me Tech 9. Like, one of the inspirations for music is because my cousin. So shout out Tommy, by the way, he's super dope. And I still talk to him nowadays, and you know, he's still producing beats. And he said he would, you know, send me some beats sometime soon. And I also got another producer that I will be working with real soon. I mean, I am right now, but like, as in like putting the song out, that's going to take a little bit of time. So before that actually happens, I'm gonna keep that in the video because I'm like a green Kirby, military colored Kirby right now. Just for that one moment. So anyways, yeah, so freaking I freaking did that, and that's pretty much the origin of the roast track, because like as I did more and more roast tracks, I actually learned more. Like I learned how I approach them and how I do them and whatnot, and really just getting used to it. And I said this a while ago, but I still think to this day that I will never make a diss track. But yeah, there's not really much like topics to talk about. I did want to like promote my new album that's coming out, and I'm doing it a little bit differently. Normally I just release it on a day and all the songs, but I've been doing something different with this album where I finish the songs and then I upload them. So basically, whatever songs I've already did, I uploaded, and that was like 5 songs at first, and then I did like, you know, 3 or 4 at a time. A couple times when I finish the entire songs, or like 1 or 2, the number changes, but it's usually below 5. And then I got to like, right now I'm at like 15, no, I'm at like maybe 15 songs, and then I'm gonna drop like probably 2. And then, you know, like, I'm doing it differently. I'm like dropping it and dropping it. I'm not doing no snippets, but I plan on doing some like all types of other ways of doing it. And I'm still working on it. It's so close to being finished, and once I finish it, I cannot wait to work on other projects and other genres and all kinds of other stuff. And tonight I'm gonna do a stream starting up a new game, so I'll be looking forward to that. I really cannot wait to do a lot of stuff. I really cannot wait. So if there's anything else to talk about in this interview, then I'll do it and it'll be in it. But as far as this is, that's it for me from March 15th, 2025, and I'm out of here. I think what is like misconstrued by these kids is the fact that when you look at it as a whole, right? You have the entire world, entire population that enjoys what I put on, that enjoys and likes what I do, loves what I do. Ain't nobody say they don't like what I do with a solid reason. So when you take a look at, you know, what they've been saying and what they be doing, and saying that basically otherwise is happening, basically all of that doesn't happen. You then see, like, when you see it, like what they be doing, and you see the response of like everybody in the world who enjoys it, and then you got like a few little casual gamers that know nothing about music that be hating on it because of when I used to play video games as a kid, because I wasn't 18 by then. You then get like these weird individuals, man, like obsessing over me since I was a kid. So that's already weird enough. Like, we already have Diddy, you know, doing what he's doing, where he's at. We don't need no more, you know. So I don't know what kind of things these people be thinking or whatnot, but you know, it's just a little weird, and that's just one example. I'm not saying anything besides that very thing, because I beat them in video games, and to them they see, okay, like whatever, they're mad about video games and they're mad about that, they think they're better, whatever. That's one thing. But when they're like, oh, everything else you do and your music is also bad and this, that, and then they're like, oh yeah, you know how many people has been saying this? It's like, who? Because it's the same, mainly two people. Joshua and the overweight fleet. the second X Deadly's clone, while as Josh was the first X Deadly's clone, and the Alpha Shadow High clone. When you put it in perspective, right, they be the only ones that don't like what I do, but they're trying to prove a point, saying that there's so many people that don't, and there's so many reasons to not like it and all that. But yet, no freaking proof evidence is found. No documentation, paperwork, screenshots, screen recordings, nothing to prove that. Anybody could say anything. But once that next step is there and some actual proof and evidence are shown, that changes everything. That changes everything you just said. Like, you could say something and then there's that. And then it's like, okay, that's just words. But then when you get that proof and evidence in there and you show that, if you put that little bit of effort that you've been given all these years, right? Stalking obsessively, which is already sus enough, and I don't swing that way. I'm into females. But all that effort you be putting into talking trash and be hating. But all that's almost 10 years, right? Doing that. But can't take a few seconds to do research, minutes, hours. I mean, the freaking overweight flea, he did 3 different videos, hours and hours long, about talking trash. And then he took it down. Or YouTube took it down. So it's like, what he thinks in his mind is, he thinks, oh, I'm going to start following him, and I'm going to put, he thinks he's going to get attention, basically, from that. He thinks that he's going to make a name by acting like an idiot, by acting like a clown. He thinks that he's going to try to make something out of it, leech off my fame and what I get and my views and my reputation. He's going to try to leech off that, but that's his mindset. And he still to this day thinks that's going to work. But now he's like stressed more than ever. Like his feelings are hurt. No phone calls, no nothing. I said, if you really wanted to prove your point, and if you could prove that you're not scared of me, if you could prove that you want to say all this stuff and try to put me down and say that I'm this, that, and say that I'm not intimidating at all, I'm not masculine, then why can't you call me? That's the simplest thing. The simplest thing that requires no, like, the fact that it requires y'all to have courage to do that just shows that, you're protected by the screen right here. That's the only reason y'all will go forward with that, is because this screen is your protection. It's like you need a bodyguard. It's almost like Neon, whatever that kid is, because you have this big bodyguard right in front of you. Like, it's like security. But you want to push things past limits, talk all the trash, cross lines, and try to act like there will be no consequences or repercussions. You want to do all this stuff and want to try to say all these things, but then have, again, like the bodyguard screen right in front of you. So it's so weird, because I said that the very first time I started talking about this whole thing. Back when back in like 2018, no, 2017, because that's when Joshua started doing whatever he's doing, and he started talking to the little gaming group, and he started forming it. And then in 2020, I brought up that same fact. Like, it's over video games, for one. They're white, for two. And the very fact that we are here almost 10 years later over video games just shows them they don't accomplish nothing in life. They don't leave their parents' house. Their parents pay everything, their PlayStation Plus, their online features. They pay for their bills. They pay for everything. They go to the store for them. They're locked in the house, in the basement. They are locked in. Terminally online, 24/7. There is no job applications put in. Now, there is no way you could try to prove to me that these kids actually have any type of goals. Like, morals is one thing, but just to have a goal and just have something to do in life, something to dedicate to. rather than anything on the internet that has no purpose or meaning. But yeah, here we are. 2025. And it's crazy because like I'm winning, but it's just not fun right now. It's not like, yeah, it's fun, but it's like, at least give me a competition or something like that. That would make it fun. But, you know, if y'all gonna have all that talk but no go, you know, all show, no go. Like, you could talk all the time if you want, but really when it comes down to it, we can't compare ourselves. Where's your music? Joshua had a booth. That kid's scared to hop in the booth. He knows he can't compete on any level, lyrically, melodically, rap singing, none of that. He can get all the training skills from Apollo, Zentab, Tandon, or anybody out there. Like I be saying, like, if he takes notes from John Cena, bro, like, John Cena gives him a freaking, like, cosign, he still will not be able to out-rap me. It's crazy. Both of them combined. It's crazy. Like, I don't even know. And I was finna, what's it called? I was finna do professional wrestling at one point. But I noticed that I might not like might not be able to, but just, you know, there's reasons. But like I said, when it comes down to it, the fact that it's not even things that is like, it's one thing that things are not disproven, but it's another thing that it's been this long and they still doing that. Not just that, but it's a whole nother thing on top of all that, that they're the only ones who are mad. I'm just trying to figure out how their feelings are so hurt over video games. Video games, bro. That's crazy. I mean, some people's mental state ain't like the same as others. You know, some people are disabled, and some people are, you know, mentally ill. Some people are psychotic, sociopathic. Some people aren't on the normal mind state of things, you know. And I don't think, because they take it personally, I don't think that these people should be in society. I really don't. Because you already have Joshua committing crimes, right? And then you put him with other criminals, what do you think's going to happen? Come on. He's threatening me. He's been threatening me. And YouTube knows that. I made a video. People know that. And it's against the law. So, when it comes down to the whole thing, if he were to commit a crime, is he going to get away with it? Is it that easy to get away with crime? Because people are allowing him to do what he's doing? Explain to me. That's all. Simple as that. Explain to me, like, some way to provide evidence and provide proof that they're in the right. Because they're the only ones that don't like what I do. And they're all too scared. No courage whatsoever. You got Dark Mario, Victor, whatever his name is over there, talking trash. And yet, that dude had to team up with the overweight one to actually have enough courage to say something. And even then, he was just repeating what they were saying. So that's when you know it's bandwagoning, sheep, following, not leading. I've been leading. And that's why they don't like it. It's because I've been leading. And they don't like how it's so weird because it's like I don't know any of these people except Joshua, barely. Except that kid has like I said earlier, like a bad memory. He don't remember a lot of stuff. So, and I might know a reason for that. The reason, you know, might be because that kid is manipulated to forget all that. He's a brainwash. He's manipulated, and that's the reason why he is the way he is now. That's not his best self. This is his worst self. I would help him become his best self. But in his mind, what he thinks is the right way because of the people around him is to do what he's doing right now. And That's where the issues lie. Within himself. That's why he's the way he is right now, stressing out over it. And it's not even like, oh, if he doesn't pay attention to what I'm doing, or if he pays no mind of me roasting him. That's not the point. The point is the kid's still on that stuff. He wouldn't be on this stuff if he was his best self. He wouldn't even be in any of this little beef that he has within himself. He wouldn't be in any of this if he just simply listened to what I said. But yet, he didn't want to do that. So, and then that's his choosing. He can change it any day he wants, but that's up to him. And really, like, the only reason I talk about him more than the other ones is because I just explained it. He's the only one that I was around in real life. Razor Wire doesn't even really count. They're basically on the same level. Except Razor Wire, on the other hand, has kind of been more obsessively stalking me more than Joshua. Which is hard to really even say that because they're kind of on the same level. Because, I mean, he's right there in the front room. So it's the same thing. But if I was friends with these people, this will be a completely different conversation. Everybody I brought up. Even that one. Everybody. But because I have not been friends, I don't feel that friendship, bond, connection, nothing like that. So I know that Joshua still feels that to this day. That dude's brain is so messed up because he thinks that we're blood brothers and we'll go bipolar. And then we'll also, hate my guts. It's like how he feels, us being friends, that's how he feels. And then how his mom feels and his family feels of like hating me. Really, his mom. That is a really dope freaking... I didn't know it showed the names of the places. Earth is right by Venus. Wow. Anyway, and that's just the truth. And he just goes flip-flops back and forth because he's forced to think that way. Because these people are not normal people. They should not be in society. They will hurt people and cause crimes as long as they're in society. All the Foshers. So yeah, that's about it. See you guys in the next one.